Planning a trip abroad and don't know where to start? You're not alone. The idea of exploring new landscapes, immersing in different cultures and tasting exotic cuisines is thrilling, but it can also be a bit overwhelming. However, with early planning and a step-by-step approach, you can turn that dream trip into a reality. The first step, of course, is early planning. Just like how an architect wouldn't start building without a blueprint, you shouldn't embark on your travel journey without a well-thought-out plan. Early planning gives you ample time to iron out the details, avoid last-minute hassles, and most importantly, it can save you some serious money. So let's delve into the main steps of planning a trip abroad. It all starts with research, the backbone of any successful trip. You need to know about the destination's culture, customs, safety, and the best time to visit. This will ensure that you're prepared and can make the most of your trip. Next, we move on to budgeting. It's important to have a clear idea of how much you're willing to spend. This includes everything from flights and accommodation to food and entertainment. Remember, a well-planned budget is your ticket to a stress-free vacation. Once you've got your research and budget in place, it's time to book your flights. We'll dive into the tricks of finding cheap flights later, but for now, know that booking in advance typically results in better deals. Accommodation and transportation are the next big chunks of your planning process. Whether you prefer a luxury hotel or a cozy Airbnb, and whether you plan to rent a car or use public transportation, these decisions need to be made well in advance. Last, but certainly not least, is preparing your necessary documents. This includes your passport, visas, and any other documentation required by your destination country. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that first step is planning. So let's get started on this exciting journey together, shall we? Ever heard the saying, knowledge is power? That's especially true when planning a trip abroad. The first step is to immerse yourself in the destination's culture. Get to know the language, local customs, and safety norms. Learn about the local cuisine and the best places to dine. Knowing these details not only enriches your travel experience but also helps you navigate your journey smoothly. Now, let's talk about budgeting. This is an essential part of the planning process. Start by estimating your major expenses, such as flights and accommodation. Then consider your daily expenses like meals, transportation, and activities. Don't forget to set aside an emergency fund just in case. Remember, a well-planned budget ensures you can enjoy your trip without worrying about running out of money. Knowledge and budgeting are your best friends in this journey. They will guide you to make the most out of your trip. So you've done your research and set your budget. What's next? Booking your flight, of course. Let's delve into the art of flight booking. To snag the best deals, timing is everything. Generally, airlines release their best deals on Tuesday afternoons, so mark your calendars. The sweet spot for booking is typically 4 to 6 weeks prior to your departure date. Don't be too quick to book that one-way ticket though. Round-trip tickets often come at a better deal, and they can save you the stress of having to book a return flight later on. Now let's talk layovers. They might seem like a hassle, but they can significantly reduce your airfare. Not to mention, they give you a chance to explore an extra city. Remember, patience is a virtue when it comes to booking flights. Keep an eye on those fluctuating prices and strike when the time is right. With patience and perseverance, you'll score that perfect flight deal in no time. Now that you've booked your flight, let's talk about where you'll stay and how you'll get around. Accommodation comes in various shapes and sizes, and your choice will largely depend on your budget and preferences. Hotels offer comfort and convenience, but for a more budget-friendly option, you might consider hostels or guest houses. For a more immersive experience, homestays can provide a glimpse into the local culture. Now let's shift gears and discuss transportation. Your options will vary depending on your destination. Public transport from buses to trams, subways, and even ferries is often the most affordable and sustainable choice. Car rentals offer flexibility and can be a good option if you're planning to explore more remote areas. Of course, walking is always a fantastic way to see the sights and get a feel for the local rhythm. Choosing the right accommodation and transportation can make your trip smoother and more enjoyable. You're almost there, but before you start packing, let's make sure your documents are in order. Now, the first step in preparing your documents for international travel is ensuring you have a valid passport. If you don't have one, you'll need to apply. This process can take several weeks or even months, so it's best to start early. Even if you already have a passport, be sure to check its expiration date. Many countries require that passports be valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned departure date. Next, let's talk about visas. Depending on your destination, you may need a visa to enter the country. It's important to research the specific requirements for your destination well in advance. Some countries offer visas on arrival, while others require you to apply in advance. The process can vary greatly, from filling out a simple online form to sending your passport to a consulate. And don't forget about travel insurance. While it's often overlooked, travel insurance can be a lifesaver, literally and figuratively. It can cover everything from trip cancellation to medical emergencies. So it's definitely worth considering. You'll want to review and understand what your policy covers. Remember, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Another important tip is to check the expiry dates on all your documents. This includes driver's licenses, credit cards, and any other identification you plan to bring. It's a simple step, but it's one that can save you a lot of hassle down the road. Finally, make copies of all your important documents. Store them in different places, both physically and digitally. That way, if something gets lost or stolen, you'll have a backup. Having your documents ready and in order is crucial. It's the final step before you start packing your bags. So take a deep breath, double-check everything, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Now for the fun part, packing. When packing for a trip abroad, there are several key factors to bear in mind. First off, consider the weather of your destination. Be sure to pack clothing that will keep you comfortable in the local climate. Next, research local customs. Some places may require you to dress conservatively or to dress up for certain events. Don't forget about your planned activities. If you're going hiking, pack suitable footwear. If you're headed to the beach, don't forget your swimsuit. Now let's talk about essentials. Always pack necessary medicines, even if you think you won't need them. A travel adapter is a must for charging your devices. And it's a good idea to bring copies of important documents like your passport and visa. Remember, packing light is the key. You're now ready to embark on your adventure. Safe travels. We hope you found this guide helpful in planning your trip abroad. We've got more where this came from. Make sure to check out our other videos for more travel tips and tricks. We cover everything from destination-specific advice to general travel hacks. And if you've appreciated our guidance, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear about your travel plans, so drop us a comment below. Your engagement helps us create more useful content for you. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.